Hey everyone, this is Dr. Zach Ward. I am a structural upper cervical chiropractor here in Auburn Hills, Michigan. You're watching a video on why alignment matters to a young man in his 20s who had chronic daily headaches. This is actually an update video where we have a new x-ray image to talk about looking at his results after the symptoms went away, looking at changes in the structure and the improvement in the reversal of his curve. If you go on over to my YouTube channel, you're going to see this video. Look for chronic daily headaches, or my Facebook channel. You can also find it there. This video, I went over the details on this young man, and I'll go ahead and review them. And then we went ahead and we looked at the shift in his neck originally over about a 6-week time period. We'll review that briefly. So very quickly, the patient is a 20-something-year-old male, headache or chronic daily headache for 50 days straight, not long after being struck with a branch in the head, experienced dizziness for a few minutes after that strike, and then started noticing an increase in frequency of headaches and some short-term memory issues potentially. Presented to the medical folks for a CT and MRI just to check out what was going on, just to see if there's anything more serious happening. Nothing was there, no real explanation for what was going on. It was recommended to him that he get screened structurally to see if he had stress in his system that could be explaining his symptoms. And lo and behold, he did. This is just one example of that, which is an increase in the spinal tone going down on the right leg, causing the right leg to appear to be drawn up or out of balance with the left, creating a pelvic imbalance. I did a few more tests and showed that was a lot of that tension was originating in his neck. And then we went ahead and took the x-ray and saw that it looked like the one on the left. So we're going to go ahead and go look at that film. We'll look at the original post film, and then we'll look at the updated x-ray and talk about why it's important as well. So this is an image of 3 different people. You can't see this one over to the right. I'm sorry, 3 different x-ray images, same person. This is the back of the skull. This is the first cervical vertebrae. This is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th cervical vertebrae. This is the corner of the jaw. This is the teeth. That's just to orient you. What you should see over here in this image all the way on the left is the way that this neck curves going this direction towards your left. And that is the opposite of where it's supposed to be. That curve should be going this way. It should look something like this, ideally. Because of that curve and because of the trauma that he took, maybe at that accident or maybe before, the back of his first cervical vertebrae is tucked up here into the bottom of the skull. Now, why is that a problem? It's a problem because from a mechanical perspective, this area of the body has a lot of important work to do. This is where the lower brainstem, right in through here, becomes the spinal cord and leaves through a hole here. And more than that, there's a lot of fluid exchange. So you have a lot of blood that comes up through the intervertebral arteries, makes a turn here, goes through that hole, makes another turn up and through here, providing about 2/3 of the blood flow up into the brain. In addition to blood in, you've also got drainage out through these internal jugular veins and other named veins. And in addition to that, around the spinal cord itself, you have a flow of cerebral spinal fluid, which keeps that nerve system tissue bathed in fluid at all times, keeps the friction down, all kinds of good things like that. This is a relatively small area that has been made smaller by the fact that the alignment is bringing the back of the first cervical vertebrae up into the skull. So that's a problem. From our world, we see that as a potential cause for his chronic daily headache, as well as a number of other things. So hopefully you can see the way that this first cervical vertebrae is kind of pitched like this, and how in the 6 weeks later it's pitched like this, and how that curve goes from being kind of here to being here. We start to see some improvement, start to see some letting go of that tension on that front side, and now we have an update for that several months later. And now I've carried in the updated image. Again, the first cervical vertebrae, you should see the plane of it is still improved. It's still pointing up towards the bottom of the eye socket over here. This is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. We're still seeing a little bit of a reversal down here. Not bad, not as much as it was, but this is definitely straightening out and moving more towards normal. I'll draw it in so that you can see it. Again, the before image all the way over here, reversal of the curve, going the opposite direction. Okay? And then the post image, going down the back of these vertebral bodies. And that's not great, not a great line drawing, but there we go. You can start to see how this is starting to move this way even more than it was. This image was taken on November 3rd, 2016, approximately about 7 months later, a little less than 7 months. The total change in measurable alignment went from negative 9 millimeters at the fourth cervical vertebrae to being positive 1 millimeters at the fourth cervical vertebrae. That is a change of about 10 millimeters. That's great. We're looking to see some more improvement, hopefully over time. This will open up. The important thing I want to mention before we go here is just the fact that his symptoms disappeared a long time ago, really, within the first 6 to 8 weeks. He is continuing checking in with me every once in a while to make sure that we maintain his alignment between here and here, so that over time his own body will start to continue to let go and open up this area here. Of course, he has to follow some rules regarding texting and head position and things like that, being aware of his structure and his posture as he's working. But with time, we expect, hopefully, that this will continue to move out in this. Okay, my name is Dr. Zach Ward. Again, I'm here in the upper left. If you want to get in contact with me, you can go to laachiro.com. There's a contact form there. If you're in my area and you simply want to pick up the telephone and make the phone call the old-fashioned way, that's fine as well. There's an explanation of what happens at the screening, / or / free from the website, where you can take a look at how I do the screening process. We're looking for a pretty solid confirmation that what is happening in your structure as your structure is breaking down, potentially causing your symptoms, that it's linked directly back into a certain area of your spine. We have a specific way of doing that to try to confirm that before you ever work with me. Again, Dr. Zach Ward, Life and Alignment Chiropractic here in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this beneficial.